Hey guys, today we're going to adapt the Marie Kondo method to make it work for our finances. If you're not already familiar with Marie Kondo, she has this really famous series on Netflix about decluttering. And when she's talking about decluttering, she's talking about decluttering physical items. Today we're going to take that and move it on to something that's really important to all of us, and that's our money. So without any further ado, the very first thing that Marie does, besides blessing the house, is she has you take out all of your clothes from your closet. The reason for this is because, one, it's a gigantic reminder to how much stuff we actually have. And it also gives us this kind of sense of urgency. Like, we don't really want to have everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to adapt that for our finances. In order to take out all of this stuff for our finances, yes, we're going to take out all of our statements, our recent bank statements, our credit card statements, our bills, just kind of look at everything. And just acknowledge that it's here and that the only way to change it is to see it for what it is. So now that we've taken everything out, let's divide it up into two different categories. We're going to have our W's and our N's, our wants and our needs. So some of the things that we may want are really important for us to have so we have balance in our life, but we have to make sure our needs are met first. So do me a favor and bring out all of the statements and go through them, and then just write an N next to everything that's a need. If you need help determining what your needs are, consider, is this for my safety? And is this something I need to sustain my life? Like basically shelter and food. This is the part that everyone loves, right? So not the things that you need to survive, but the things that you want to have in your life. So go ahead and put a W next to those wants. And those wants do include things like subscription services. They do include going out to eat or getting food delivered, all of those extra things that just kind of are with you in your regular everyday life. So you know what something feels like when it brings you joy. So I'm not going to describe it to you, know it. You already know what it feels like when something sparks joy. So as we're looking through some of these items, we're going to go ahead and say that. Okay, so we have our N's, our needs, and we have our W's, our wants. So now let's take this even one step further. So go ahead and look over your W's. And yes, now we're going to get into that Kondo method of asking your question, does this spark joy? I'm going to challenge you with one more question is, does this align with my values? So something that's really important to me is having deep and meaningful connections, right? So as I'm looking through my W's, I may see that I went out to eat and maybe I was eating out with people that I love and I care about. So I'm going to question myself, did buying the food itself spark joy? And does this align with my values and my needs? So I'm going to ask myself these two questions. Does this spark joy? And does this align with my values? So sparking joy was getting together with the friends, not the food directly. So I'm already kind of questioned there. And then does it align with my values? Well, being out with friends aligned with my values, but not so much going ahead and ordering the food. So I could have actually went out and just kind of maybe had a glass of water or a tea or something. You know, at first your friends might think you're a little strange for doing those things because everyone else around you is doing the thing. But if it's not important to you and you actually have other goals, they'll tend to understand that. The right people in your circle will understand, oh, she's working towards something else, or, you know, he enjoys being with us, but the food itself isn't what brings him joy. And sometimes it's okay to have those moments. I'm not saying never eat out again, but just kind of pick and choose. So as you're looking through your W's, go ahead and do us a big favor and highlight the ones that spark joy. So if the item sparks you joy, if that experience sparked joy for you, go ahead and highlight that. I like to use yellow or orange or green, something bright that I can kind of see really easily. Okay, so we have our W's, we have our N's, and we have our highlights. The highlights, again, are representing those areas that, yes, they spark joy. And I want you to go ahead and look through the areas that you didn't highlight, but they're wants. Is there a habit that needs to be adapted? Are there a whole bunch of wants there that actually aren't helping us get to our goals, that aren't aligning with our values, that aren't sparking joy? And then just consider, what's one small habit that I can be better in this coming month? What's one way that I can reflect differently as I'm considering a purchase? Okay, guys, so if you stuck with me this long, I just want to take a quick moment to thank you. If you consider maybe sharing this with a friend or subscribing yourself or leaving a like, that would really mean a lot to me. Our goal is to create a community of people who just want to improve just a little bit each day. So I hope this financial journey was helpful to you and that you even implement one part of the Marie Kondo method to feel more empowered. All right. Blessings. Have a great day.